The coast of Brazil's Bahia state is lined with heavenly beaches. On these blackened rocks, volunteers work to clear away oil arriving from the seawater.
These oil stains are new. They weren't here yesterday. They're sitting on top of these older stains. So there's no doubt the oil spill is not over yet.
When oil dirties any new beach, Arthur, an environmental engineer, calls for support.
There was little to no reaction from the authorities, whether local, regional, or federal. So we weren't going to just stand around and do nothing.
With only some masks and plastic gloves for protection, these guardians of the coast soon felt consequences for their health: dizziness, nausea, and respiratory irritation.
We take a lot of care to use these masks because the smell here is so strong. The masks are able to filter the gases that are released by the oil.
Leandro is from Bahia but lives in Norway. He traveled to Bahia to help with the cleanup. He says the authorities are not acknowledging the extent of the disaster. The federal official responsible for fishing said consuming fish posed no risk. He stood alongside the president in a speech broadcast online.
The fish is a smart animal. When he sees an oil slick, Captain, he flees. He's afraid.
His words are met by strong criticism from scientists in the region. Carini is an oceanographer. Her university published research showing all fish and crustaceans found in areas affected by the spill showed traces of oil.
A small fraction of the oil can dissolve into the water. Even if we do not see them, pollutants are present, and they will be in contact with the fish, which can absorb them through their skin or through ingestion.
The consequences of this pollution are even more serious in mangroves. They serve as nurseries for many water species, and they're a rich and fragile ecosystem.
There were no absorption barriers put in place in the mangroves. The cleaning works effectively on the beaches were able to remove the oil on the sand, but we will never be able to clean the mangroves completely.
Mangroves will keep traces of hydrocarbons for decades. The mouth of this river seems spared, but as soon as we return to the shore, these bathers get a bad surprise. The fish in the region are perfectly edible, according to a study from the Ministry of the Environment, which did not respond to interview requests. In the port of Salvador, this local authority is also reassuring.
I just bought a fish for my family's Sunday meal. I would not bring them fish I thought was polluted.
However, fishing activity is almost at a standstill. Today, they're only fishing to feed their families.
I have 3 sons to feed, so that's my priority. And there's no point fishing for a profit. Customers are gone.
Deprived of their income, fishermen register to receive 1 minimum wage's worth of compensation. In this poor region of northern Brazil, tourism is also threatened. In the seaside resort of Morro de São Paulo, the peak tourism season is approaching, but this hotel manager is worried.
The reservations are shown here in blue. We should be full at this time of the year, but right now we're only at 58% capacity.
Locals immediately remove the oil that reaches this paradise island so as not to scare tourists. But it continues to arrive, showing the threat is still here.
We have to continue cleaning. It's not over yet. It keeps coming with the tide.
41 days after the oil arrived on the coast, Brazil's government finally implemented an emergency plan, mobilizing the Navy. Local authorities said it was too late.
The local people, they've done their part. Now we're really waiting for a response from the federal government to help us in this battle.
And what to do with the oil once it's removed. In this farm, it's been stored for more than a month next to a kitchen garden. It's a temporary solution that has lasted for now. On this day, the Brazilian Environmental Agency comes to check that everything is standard. These oil residues will stay as long as the Brazilian government has not chosen a course of action, which could be months. In the meantime, oil continues to arrive, drifting further south along the Brazilian coastline.